We, hey guys, welcome. Welcome to the Hangout. We're glad you're here. We wanted to give you guys some information about INFINii because, as you all know, tonight's the launch. So many of us will be up all night, and we're excited about that. But we also know there's a lot of questions, and we want to get those questions answered for you. So we have an incredible panel, and we also have Ken Eggleston, who's going to be joining us in a bit to kind of go over all of the corporate slides so that you understand everything. And we have some e-commerce rock stars on here. We have some marketing rock stars on here, and I just want to turn it over quickly. Again, thank you for being here tonight. I want to turn it over quickly to Andrew Murray, who's going to share with you a little bit about our team and what we stand for.
All right, cool. Well, thanks. I'm going to jump right in here. I don't want to take too much time, but can you see my screen?
Yes.
I can, but let me just make sure that everybody can see and hear. Can you guys hear okay? Just give me a yes, we can hear you. And there is always a delay with Hangout, but
yeah.
So give me just 30 seconds. But we're glad you're here, and we still have people pouring in, actually. You're all, Tori says, you're all smiling so hard. That's because we are like, what is going to be happening? Okay, they can hear us. Go ahead, Andrew.
All right, cool. All right, so I'm not going to take long here, but I thought I really wanted to kind of pre-frame what we're going to be talking about just quickly so you guys can kind of understand the big picture here. So what we're talking about here is the next big wave, which is e-commerce, and it's absolutely incredible opportunity for people that want to capitalize on it. And as someone that follows trends, like I've already seen, this pick up like over the last few years, and it's becoming stronger and stronger and stronger, and you're going to want to be a part of it. So why e-commerce? Well, it works for average people, and you'll meet some of those people on this actual call, people who, would never be able to make a full-time income in network marketing, and yet e-commerce changed that for them. Recruiting is not required for success, okay? It's optional. E-commerce provides a scalable income, and one of the things is there's a lot of different business models. Not all business models are really scalable. So that's why you see some people that can kind of get to a certain level and they're not able to really scale up their income and get to the next level. Well, e-commerce, you can do that. It's the evolution of making money on the internet, and you're going to see more and more people choose this instead of doing AdSense sites or doing other gimmicky things to make money. So you're going to see that, and it's really fun. The big idea with what the company that we're going to be talking about tonight is there's two things that it does really phenomenally well that you're going to want to pay attention to. One, it provides tools to automate and scale your e-commerce business, which just makes it easy to build a business and to scale, which is very, very important. And two, you're going to be introduced to the concept of done-for-you e-commerce, which basically means you can leverage off e-commerce even if you don't have an Amazon account, even if you don't, do the actual listing and stuff on eBay. You can still leverage from it, and it can be extremely profitable for you. So there's a lot of things going on here, and I just wanted to preface one thing about us and our team. Our team really stands for three things. Three pillars of our team are having integrity, are supporting the people that are going to be on our team, and doing that in a very cooperative way, and marketing, teaching marketing. We're going to be very, very good at that as well. So the big idea here, this is the first e-commerce network marketing opportunity, and it's something that you're really, really going to want to pay huge attention to. So what I want to do is, let's talk to some of the people that are actually doing this e-commerce. And so we can hear some numbers and how it's really working for people. All right, Kenny, you're muted.
There?
You're back.
Becky? Oh, you're muted. There we go.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just go ahead and introduce yourself and share just in a couple minutes like what e-commerce has done for you, and tell us your numbers. I mean, I saw you with a huge check recently, so talk about that.
Sure, sure. So I started with e-commerce in January of 2014. I saw a post on Facebook from someone I didn't even know. Checked out the video, thought it was really cool. Joined. I was ignorance on fire. I started listing on eBay immediately, and I sold my first product within 2 days. And I knew that I had something really big right then. So fast forward 18 months, I've had over $600,000 in sales with a little over $200,000 in profit from my e-commerce sales and also my affiliate commissions. But I will have to say my affiliate commissions were just a little over $30,000, so most of it came from e-commerce alone on Amazon and eBay.
Awesome. And you have a full-time job. Full-time.
Yes, I still work full-time. I have 2 very active boys, which you will see coming in from wrestling in a few minutes, and an amazing husband that's going to bring me some coffee for tonight.
Yes, we all need coffee for tonight. Awesome. Hey, Dan, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yeah. Dan Morrow, you've done a ton of stuff both in building teams in this industry, but then you found e-commerce and you kind of, fell in love with that. Can you just share a little bit about what you've been able to do? And I mean, I saw some of the stuff Dan was selling. It's stuff most of us wouldn't even think of. It's amazing.
So give me just a video thumbs up, Alessandra, if it looks good. Like, can you hear me okay?
We can hear you. Your screen's frozen, but we can hear you.
For the most part? Okay. Because it's all spotty. Anyway, it worked good the other day. Yeah, I list yachts and houses, and I buy houses, and that's how I get started. In terms of the big stuff, but like Becky, I started scaling small, and like everybody really that got into this, and I love everybody's story, and everybody on this panel I've either heard some of the stuff when you first got started in drop shipping, and I relate to it because I had met a gentleman, Roger, who puts together some videos for free on YouTube, and I said, "Oh my gosh!" And I hit the desk, and the cat ran up, meow like that, and I said, "This thing will work. This thing will work." So that was in 2011, just from a 4-minute video, no training. I just saw the concept, and I started now peering into this whole concept of drop shipping. So I scaled it up. In about 6 weeks, I was hiring people to help me list, and then I ran into all kinds of problems, and that's when I hit this guy over the head and said, "You got to put together a real training system," because of all kinds of issues, that you can run into, limits and things like that. So that's how I got started in e-commerce. And then prior to that, my background is computer science, and I'm a software engineer, and I retired in 2005. And I hit Top Team Elite in New Skin Enterprises, which is, I think, the second largest direct selling company in the world. And I'm still actively, that's my lifestyle, is from there. So it is possible to work hard, build it correctly, and get paid for life. So I'm an example of that. But I'm also an example of a huge failure, because I failed for 5.5 years, but in the 6th year I made it. So it is possible to make it. And so when I saw the dropship concept, I just went crazy, because I love the idea that you didn't have to, your income wasn't depending on distributors recruiting and selling to customers, and only to maybe have that attrition come in that happens to everybody's business. So I have been notably excited about drop shipping from day one. Got into DSD day one, and I've been passionate about scaling up business, with this, and then, like many of you, just naturally telling other people about it, and had some good success with that. But never ran DSD like a model in terms of building a big team business in this. But certainly sharing it with folks and bringing in people has been really joyful and helping them be successful. I'm excited with INFINii, because now we actually can build teams, and I can go nuts and and do it all over again.
It's going to be fun for sure. I'm excited for the same reasons you are, I think. So, yeah. Jeff, are you there?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Jeff got his teenage daughter. I mean, what is she, 14?
She's 15 now.
15-year-old daughter doing e-commerce as well. I mean, his daughter's making more money than kids that work at grocery stores for however many dollars an hour. So
Right.
can you want to just share a little bit about the power of all that?
Oh yeah, that's cool. Well, first of all, when DSD came across, I guess you could say my desk, we were trying to keep from losing a home, and got started doing the drop shipping. And one of the things that we appreciated so much about it was that we didn't have to go out and talk to anyone about it in order to get started with it. And 2 years ago, we were close to foreclosure and decided to give it a try. And 3 months later, we were making, five figures a month doing the drop shipping and the the affiliate side together. And so my daughter, she homeschooled, so she said she wanted to make some extra money, and she started using the training, and she started doing it on her iPad. I kept telling her that she couldn't do it with an iPad, and so she's sort of like me. When someone tells her she can't do something, she tries hard to prove them wrong, and so she wanted to prove me wrong. So she started using her iPad to list items, and she was selling bicycles before the holidays that year for 150, 200 bucks, and putting the money in our PayPal account. And so we we took our money off the top. No, I'm just kidding. All of her profits, we let her keep it, and she's saving up to buy her a new Camaro when she turns 16 next year. And we've made multiple six figures with DSD from the affiliate and the e-commerce side together. Built a team. I don't know. We have a team of, I don't know, man. And at this point, 15, 20,000. At some point, we'd have had over 20,000 people in our downline, and at least 15,000 have been active at one time, and it's still growing. And with INFINii, we're just excited, and my team is excited. Our teams are excited, and we have some of the best people that have ever came across or graced DSD Nation, like you guys, all of you that are on this panel, that we have all around that can support us as we move into the can I say bigger, higher echelon of money, and I'll leave it at that.
Awesome. Thank you. She's one of those that has done very well in the industry. She built a large team in DS, and then she just kind of started doing her e-commerce, and something about INFINii made her decide to come back into the industry. So share with us about that, Pam.
Hey, thanks, Kenya. Well, yeah, that pretty much is it. I think I've been quoted as going into retirement. I guess you can kind of say it was retirement, sort of. I was kind of on the back end, still building a team, and just quietly running, my e-commerce businesses. And it's been an amazing ride. When I saw this come about the way that it did initially, I said, I don't know if I want to, try and do this again. But there was just so much opportunity there, and more than that, I saw how many people it could help. So many people it's going to be able to change their lives. Over the last 2 years, we've had
Did we lose Pam?
Yeah, I think we lost her. Okay, so hopefully she gets back on, but let's, Jim and Dion, are you guys there?
Yes.
Yes.
Pam will get back on. Are you there, Pam? No.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
I can see
Yeah.
Dion.
Go ahead, Dion.
I can hear you. So do you guys have a ton to talk about. I mean, I don't even want to just talk about what you want, because you've done it all. So
Well, we're working on getting Ken out here. So I'll
No, he's having some.
talk about that for 5 or 10 minutes.
Are you talking to him too, Dion?
Yes, but I've handed that off to Jim to take care of.
Okay.
He's helping that. But yeah, so e-commerce and what it has done for me has been something that I haven't seen anywhere else. I mean, I'm working. Did we get kicked off? No.
Ah, Ken's on. But keep
There
going.
it is. Right.
Miracles happen, man. Miracles happen. I will tell you that Google Hangouts obviously doesn't like me. My apologies, everyone, for my last 22 minutes of aggravation.
Well, we're glad you're here. Very glad you're here.
No,
Okay.
my pleasure, man. My pleasure. So I'll put down the tequila bottle now and I'll relax. So what's going on?
Awesome. Dion, did you want to finish up, or we going to go straight to Ken, or how do you want to do this, Kenya?
Yeah, Dion, go ahead and finish sharing with us. Dion's actually my sponsor.
Yes.
And Jim is also my upline, so I have the most fantastic upline ever in the whole world. Go ahead.
My hair. I need to fix the hair today. You know. Yeah. So going back a few short years ago, learning e-commerce was something that, by the sound of it, for me, somebody that doesn't really have any special computer skills, never been really good on doing different tasks on a computer, I was thinking, okay, well, this sounds great in theory, but will I be able to make any income from it? And really, when I started learning about eBay and Amazon and recognizing that these are two major powerhouse companies, if you are able to have a simple way to make an income from that and it truly works, then wouldn't that be exciting? Well, that was pretty much what I had approved of myself. And at that time, when I was learning it, there was no financial incentive for me to share the way I was starting to earn an income through e-commerce with anybody else. But I gladly did, as they say you should, a good movie or a good restaurant, let's say in traditional network marketing, I was sharing it with other people. I was sharing it with my brother. I was sharing it with friends, and they were starting to have success. They were starting to see the results I was seeing. And to fast forward to where we are now, the saying truly is, a business has gone from brick and mortar to click and order, and we're helping people tap into it. But even with just in DSD, there was a process. There is a process to make money in e-commerce. And what we've seen and established in the last couple of years has been stories, has been infrastructure, has been showing that there is ways you can tap in to learn and make money via e-commerce that the average person can do. Moving forward with INFINii, we're taking that, compressing it, implementing some amazing concepts that are leveraging, let's say, FBA, which is also what I've been able to get involved with, which is fulfillment by Amazon, and giving the average person the ability to take advantage of an opportunity like this that's tapping into e-commerce, which the numbers that we've seen from the last 10 years to now are going to just double in the next couple of years alone. So knowing all that, knowing in traditional network marketing, you'll talk about trends and whatever the company, whatever product they're pushing, we know I would say a fact, but everyone sees the push to e-commerce. I'm just getting emails now that Amazon has what's called Amazon Prime Now. So speaking of how everybody wants to be able to see results and see results quickly, you think about like Amazon has offering into basically a few major markets, including where I live, the ability for me to order items and get it within 1 hour, 2 hours at most. But be able to order something on Amazon, I get to pick from tens of thousands of items, and it'll be at my door in an hour to two. That's just amazing. But the times have changed, and we are working with e-commerce to help a lot of people succeed. And it's going to be amazing to see what I've been able to do in just the last few short years to see other people having that success so much quicker. And by quicker, I mean by also helping others get involved with this process and have that duplicate.
Awesome. Tim, you want to wait in?
Yeah, so sometimes my computer completely shut down as I'm talking.
Go ahead. Echo.
Okay, let's try this. Is this okay? Okay, perfect. Well, I have no clue what you heard. So let's just start from, I decided to jump in because I saw the excitement that was going on with my team. Even though I hadn't really been that active, I saw everyone getting a bit crazy. And of course, it made me look at it and say, well, what are they getting all crazy about? And I think initially, and I'll be quite honest, when I initially spoke with Kenya and Kevin, I kind of looked at it and didn't pay a whole lot of attention. I think it was maybe late at night, lack of sleep, whatever the case may be. And then I started looking at it a little bit more carefully, and I said, I know why everyone's getting all crazy and excited. This is like a huge opportunity, not just for me, but for anyone who wants to come in and maybe doesn't have the time to really build a team or doesn't have the time to list a ton of products. They have an opportunity to really build some crazy income on 7 different levels. I mean, on several different levels. So it was just phenomenal to me. And knowing what happened with DSD, I mean, we built tremendous teams. A lot of mid-six-figure earners came out of that. I knew that this was going to be bigger and better than what we had started a couple of years ago. So that made me know that even though maybe it wasn't in my plan, it was a bigger plan for me. So it was time to, change some more lives, help some more people, get to a point where they could take off and sit around like maybe for a year in the background like I did and still collect, 5 figures a month. So that's why I'm here.
That's awesome. Thank you, Pam. Ken, are you there? So I met Ken a couple years ago and had a very high respect for him. So when I heard that he was coming in to help and was the architect of this comp plan along with Hitesh, I was pretty excited and felt very comfortable because he was someone that I very much respected. So Ken, if you're there, can you hear me?
Yep, Kenya, I'm here.
Awesome. So I'm going to tell you how to share your screen because I know that you're going to show us the INFINii plan. There's a little green arrow on the left-hand side of your screen.
I see the green arrow.
Click on that.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me pull up the plan here.
I am so excited for you to go through this with us, and I know I know everybody.
I'm having a blast. Trust me. Okay, let me open this up. As a matter of fact, I was just downloading the last one from John that we were getting an update on.
Oh, good. So did you? Oh, you're pulling that up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. That up.
There's so much success on this panel, and so much success from people in different ways. Some of them mostly affiliate, some of them mostly e-commerce, some of them a combination of each. And it's just e-commerce has been, how do I say it? It's just been one of those things that if 5 years ago you would have said e-commerce to me, and I would have ran the other way because it just sounds way too complicated. But, it's amazing. And now we have a company, an MLM, that is promoting it like Andrew had on his slide with e-commerce, this being the first MLM with e-commerce. It's just groundbreaking.
Now, you guys have already gone through all this, right?
I've looked at it, but I think most of the people on here have not seen it. So we would love for you to go through and explain some of this.
good for me is I just click through the slides for everybody.
Kenya, can you click
Well-
on his screen? Ken's screen? So everybody else can see. There you go.
Okay, perfect. Well, guys, I think and Kenya, thank you for such a nice introduction. One of the things that's exciting here is, as you said, we've known each other for a number of years, and I've been in the network marketing corporate space as well as building in the field now for over 20 years, and I've been running my own comp plan consulting company for about the last 10 years, and have had the opportunity to build all kinds of plans, whether it's party plans, binaries, unilevels, matrices, hybrids, everything like that. So I remember when I was the vice president of sales at the previous network marketing company, Kenya, that you and your husband were with, and then I saw, when Hitesh and Kevin were really forming to launch this. I got to be honest with you, I just sat there and scratched my head, because I just eBay, Amazon. The only thing I knew is the wife ordered too much Amazon, in my opinion. I kept seeing the UPS or the FedEx truck dropping everything off, and never really stepped into that spectrum of what was going on. And yet I watched this, what I thought was kind of this shoestring idea, turn into a revolutionary concept that just took off. And now most network marketers don't understand DSD's platform, but they certainly will understand INFINii's. But everyone knows the success that DSD has had, and it's really starting to get around the industry. Like, yeah, that's that e-commerce, Amazon, eBay thing, and that's how kind of we referred to it as. But as I got closer and closer to it, and as Hitesh and I really started to visit about 14 months ago, and he laid out the plans for INFINii, and the DSD was just a component of it, you really started to take on what an incredible visionary this young man is, and the pathway that he was already laying out in his mind to take this. So, Kenny, I want to make sure that I'm coming through clearly on voice. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect.
Okay, awesome. So when Hitesh and I really started spending a lot of time together, we started going through things, and as we began to build the idea around introducing the DSD model via INFINii into the masses of network marketers, my concern was, how do we bridge that gap between people that are tenacious and dedicated, which is what you have to be to build an effective DSD business. You have to be willing to sit down, at that time watch over 80 hours of videos, begin the process, go through the time for ramp up on Amazon of about 90 days, start the eBay process and through that. And I hate to say it, but most network marketers are too lazy and do not have enough dedication or tenacity to go through that process long term, and would get frustrated in the short term by not seeing some progress. I don't know, has anybody else ever dealt with anybody they introduced that didn't stick with it to realize the success?
A few people, yes.
Okay. Okay. So, and that's just the reality of what the masses are. So when Hitesh and I really started going over this with Kevin as well, I told him, I said, we have to create a bridge in order to be effective. So in my thought process, I was like, well, could we create something where you hired a whole bunch of people, Hitesh, and then the network marketers, we could pay them $500 a month or something like that to manage our accounts. Problem with that, it wasn't scalable. And so Hitesh came back in his brilliance, and he said, let me think on this, let me go through it. And he came back to me with the co-op concept. He goes, what about taking a co-op and being able to do it this way? Now you guys have just started to be introduced to the co-op process, but it was pure genius with regards to a co-op, because now what's happened is the new INFINii model has been able to take the absolute best of DSD and the absolute best of network marketing, with a 70% BV paid into the comp plan for the field, and create a pathway so that while you're learning how to do e-commerce, we're not saying not to go that route, but while you're learning how to do e-commerce, you're entering the co-ops at the same time. And the co-ops are beginning to generate that ability to show somebody, look, you understand network marketing, you understand putting together a team. Now you actually, rather than a a juice powder or pill, you have the ability now to go ahead and introduce a real product, and then in the e-commerce co-op model, everybody's pooling their funds. You're buying real product. You're then bringing it over, and a team of experts is selling that real product, handling all that for you. So it's like the perfect model for the Federal Trade Commission for end users and customers, and real physical product being moved and sold. And then, of course, we don't refer to this as investment or ROIs on the money you put in to buy each seat, but that's where we're at. And so when you look at this PowerPoint, and the reason why I open with that, because I believe, Ken, you correct me if I'm wrong, but everybody on this call are already DSD and INFINii members, right?
Actually, we do have some outside people looking at this right now as well on this call.
Okay, that was then my mistake. I assume that this was some of your core team in here. So for those, okay. So for those,
yeah.
Okay, so for those of you that are just now looking at this, my apologies for kind of a broad view on the entry, but I think it'll actually help you from a standpoint of knowing that I come from the executive side of network marketing companies, and what we have in our hands here is something that's going to put the industry and literally turn it on its head, because the industry as a whole suffers from only about 8% of people in the average company ever collecting a commission check on a regular basis. And with the DSD model that's been so incredibly successful, and now bringing it to INFINii, it's really putting these things together. And what you see on here is kind of from the media creators of the Industrial Revolution to really moving to what now is moving everything, which is YouTube, Facebook, etc. CBS, NBC, and all these things would love to go ahead and be able to have the number of eyes on it all day that YouTube and Facebook and everything else does. So as we look to this, it's impacting the global taxi industry. I mean, a year ago, I didn't even know what Uber was. Now every one of my friends Ubers for their cars everywhere. I wouldn't even think about ordering a normal taxi process. And we have a company, Uber, that was founded in 2009, doesn't own a single car, and yet its market valuation is at $50 billion according to the Wall Street Journal. So imagine, the taxi companies that have all of the, they have their offices, they have their human resources, they have all their cars, and yet a concept that's utilizing the online world can have a valuation of $50 billion. The same thing happens when you look at the the hotel sector. We all recognize who Hilton is. Founded in 1957, and you've got a market valuation of $19 billion. You've got what's called Airbnb, founded in 2008. And again, not a single hotel or anything else. It's just people going on and renting out their apartments or whatever. And it's got a market valuation of $25.5 billion. According to CNN Money, which is more than Hilton. And the process just keeps going and going. It doesn't matter where you live in the world, you're seeing the old retail sector, the malls and everything else, get crushed by the online movement, where over 11 trillion U.S. worldwide e-commerce, et cetera, in U.S. dollars has gone through sales in 2014. And we keep seeing it's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that was one of the parts that amazed me, is because I just turned 50 in August, so I was a little bit lagging. I was doing the old-time network marketing style and flying all over the world, going into hotels, doing all the hotel room meetings. But then you have something like Google Hangout. I'm a big Skype advocate, but as you saw, this is my first time in Google Hangout, and the whole process is changing on how you build a business, even within the network marketing realm. And so when you look at INFINii's industry-leading platform, you can see that it's all tied to everything through the growth of online, especially media, sports, hobby goods, electronics, appliances, furniture, household furnishings, and like Dion was talking about before, now Dion, I'm terrified that we might live within a Prime Now area. Once I heard you talk about that, because I'm thinking, oh my God, it's all my wife needs is to have something delivered to her door within an hour to 2 hours. It'll be out of control. So, but that is the future of the way everything's going. And as we run through this, and if you look at Amazon, Facebook, and Google's new name, of course, Alphabet and eBay, and you look at what they control in the marketplace, it's incredible. So you'll see my screen on here. John just sent this to me. He built the PowerPoint on a Mac, and I'm noticing on my PC I've got some slide movement here over some of the wording. So I apologize for that. But when you look at DSD and you realize that in the time since its launch, which is in September of 2013, its members have already moved over $2 billion worth of products that have been sold through them, and then the member profits are already 380 million plus. I mean, that's extraordinary. But the biggest thing I want you to understand is that within this industry, there's an overall governing body called the Federal Trade Commission. And the Federal Trade Commission is similar, if you would, to the Securities and Exchange Commission, other regulatory bodies that control different things. Well, the Federal Trade Commission is really over the home-based business industry and network marketing to make sure that everything operates legally, just as the SEC sits over investments, etc. So the Federal Trade Commission has really, put a point at really trying to keep pyramid schemes and other things out. And of course, you don't know my background, most of you, but I retired as a colonel in law enforcement in South Florida, and have been in the legal aspects all my life, as well as the network marketing. So it's very important for companies to operate according to the FTC guidelines. And the last case law that was established was Burn Lounge v. FTC in 2006. And it said that 50% of all the sales need to be going to customers, not just members consuming products and consuming products simply to earn through the compensation plan. So the last company to just get hit was making about $250 million a year, and their name was Vima. And when the FTC went in, they found that only 30% of the customer base was actually receiving, was causing the commissions to be generated. So you had 70% of all commissions being generated through the purchase of products by distributors, for distributors, etc. So the FTC came in and hit them with an injunction order. The reason why I'm bringing this up is that if you're on this call and you're considering a business opportunity, the first thing you'd want to do is know that it's a solid business venture. And I can tell you that the hundreds of thousands of members that were part of Vima, many of them now are obviously looking around in disbelief that there was an injunctive order placed against them. That's something that you never have to worry about with INFINii, because what happens here is that you have everybody that you've seen on this call, and all of these billions of dollars of products that have been sold. People are going online, they're buying from Amazon, but yet there most likely, many times, was a DSD member behind that sale, because Amazon was fulfilling the product that the DSD member had gone ahead and handled through this process. So as far as INFINii and DSD, everybody who's bought through Amazon, that believed they were buying through Amazon, even though it was fulfilled by Amazon, but ultimately there was a DSD member behind it, and or INFINii, that means, per the FTC regulatory guidelines, that customer is a DSD or INFINii customer. So our customer to partner or distributor ratio is the perfect benchmark and kind of poster child for the entire FTC. Now, when you look at the INFINii Springboard, it is the ultimate formula that I was talking about before, of how you allow a person without a lot of experience to come in and begin to generate rapid success. And it's a co-op style program, and it allows you to go ahead and receive great margins and have the experts doing the sales for you while you go through and learn the rest. So if we look at these different areas and how it works, we've got the participants on the left side who are taking a seat inside the co-op. You have the INFINii Commerce vehicle, which is the sources and purchases of the product. And because of DSD's extraordinary success and moving over $2 billion in product in the marketplace, obviously a lot of the manufacturers have taken a big notice of DSD. So when Hitesh or Kevin contact the manufacturer and they go into negotiations with them, the manufacturers immediately perk up and are willing to go ahead and negotiate with them at incredible savings. Items that you're seeing that are selling on Amazon for $20, they're able to direct source in mass. Like let's say a 10,000 unit order, they're able to direct source for 85 cents to $1. Thus is where the great margins come from here. So they're direct sourcing to the manufacturer. The manufacturer is shipping the products directly to Amazon for fulfillment. Amazon and the FBA, fulfilled by Amazon, is sold through the INFINii Springboard staff, and then you can see that as those things are sold, then the members or participants in the co-op are immediately receive their money back on those seats. This is the safest, most effective way to enter a business. I've never seen a business model in my 20 plus years in this industry, whether at the executive level or at one of the top income earners, which I've been in this industry. I've appeared on several magazine covers for different companies because of the success my wife and I have had in building those organizations. I have never seen a model where I could look somebody in the eye and say that if you follow this step, get active in this co-op, not only do I know that you're not going to lose money, I'm absolutely sure that you're going to make money because it's also backed up by other pieces in the compensation plan. But just within this co-op, I know that I could actually introduce friends and family and not have to worry that when I go over to their house, they're going to say, look, I still have all this energy drink, or I still have all of this weight loss product, or whatever. This is real merchandise that people are moving every day. And with Amazon having over 35 million products at any one time, this is completely scalable into mass, the co-ops, and we already went through that in great detail. So let's talk about the typical Springboard offers. Let's go ahead and start it off at this level right here. You see about a 250% margin coming in. So there's going to be 1,000 units ordered in this example. You've got your number of Springboard seats at 100. That means there's 100 participants from within INFINii that can purchase seats within that, and the Springboard seat is only going to cost $10. So when you look at what happens, there's a sales progress report that monitors in real time on the back office, and you can see that if we go all the way back over to the left, you'll see the Amazon price on this particular product, which is a Spider-Man floor puzzle. The Amazon price is $9.29. The fee for fees and shipping is $5.98. The purchase is $1 for us directly from the manufacturer. So you're still seeing a $2.61 profit on this. So what ends up happening is you get a profit per seat of $26.10. Now that might not seem like a lot, but I don't know too many places that you can hand somebody $10 and for them to turn around with it and be able to have a, shall we say, a process through which profits can be increased on that to $26.10. Now let's jump to the next level. This would be the 450% level, so on the margin. So what you're looking here is an Amazon price on what's selling for is $24.49. Fees and shipping $7.88. Purchase of it was $3. We get a profit here of $13.61. So we're increasing that. You notice the seat price is changing. So we've got number of units ordered is 5,500, number of Springboard seats 250, price per Springboard seat is 73. Again, sales report, monitor in real time in your back office, but look what's happened. A $73 seat, you now have a profit per seat of $332.70. Now, you're of course, depending upon the different levels, which we're going to talk about here for memberships, you can order an increasing number of seats in the co-ops. Now, the final level has a nearly 600% profit margin. I don't know how many of you went through business school like myself. Hopefully you didn't waste that much time, but at least a few things in the college degree teach you that a 600% margin is pretty darn good. So, without boring you by reading, on the Spider-Man 4-board book set there and all the information there, you can see that number of units ordered, you notice, has increased to 8,500. Number of Springboard seats is 175, but the price per Springboard seat is just $97. Now, as we run through this all the way, sales report in the back office, but look what's happened here, profit per seat of $565. So what if you had gone ahead and purchased 2 or 3 seats in that? You're seeing real-time profits right here, not dealing with any type of compensation plan and network marketing or anything else. Just real products being sourced from the manufacturer and sold through Amazon. Now, if we look at Rachel here and Steve, and this is really the way that the business model, when I first started looking at it, kind of amazed me. You've got Rachel, she's on eBay looking around. She finds a great cookware source. It's $114.85. Then you've got Steven, DSD member, and of course INFINii, just made money selling it. Yet Rachel has no idea that Steven's even involved in the process, but he's doing it by selling high and then buying low. The opposite of what we're really used to, because you don't have to go ahead and buy anything until you already have the product sold. So Rachel purchased it from eBay for $114.85. Steven has gone ahead and direct sourced it. He spends $68.60. and ends up with a profit on that one thing of $46.25. You can see how Kenya, Dion, and so many of these other people with DSD over the course of the last 2 years are, collecting and making not only a 5-figure, not only a 6-figure, but a multiple 6-figure yearly income, and it truly is amazing. So it just ends up being an incredible process. So the first membership level that we have in INFINii is what we call the Prime. This is something where if you're really just looking to stick your toe in the water and have a basic understanding and access to a few things, it's $49.95 per month. There is no fee like a package like you would normally see with a network marketing company that you have to spend $600-700 to get your initial products, and then it's going to be X amount per month on auto ship. The price always stays the same. Another thing I love about the company. So as we look to what happens here, you've got access to 5 springboard seats at a time. Now, that's important to pay attention to. So Prime equals 5 springboard seats. You make money when your friends shop locally and online. You use your phone to turn goods into profits, and you access millions of discounted products in the marketplace. So, this is a really exciting place to get started. It is, however, if you're really focused on making a lot of money, or at least building this to as quick as possible, Prime is really for your absolute beginner that just wants to do this in the most part-time formula possible. The next two are really the key ones that I always recommend people look at. The Surge is the area that you're going to see a lot of people be very comfortable with. This is $149.95 to start. That's what it costs you for your first month, and it's also what it costs you ongoing from there. But remember, this is running a business. And when you run a business, think of all the other expenses involved. And for this process, you're getting an amazing offering in the marketplace. And if you see where it says 150 BV below the $149.95, you don't even need to worry about that. But that's just a point to dollar 1-to-1 ratio that's pushed through the main compensation plan that rewards other members who have built teams. So at the Surge level, you've got access now up to 10 springboard seats. You see that's double the amount that you had in the first membership level. Puts you in your business on true autopilot. You sell on 5 different platforms, including your own store. You generate cash back on every sale to maximize profits. And if any of this seems at all confusing, you of course can get back with Kenya, Dion, or whoever invited you on here and ask them for specifics on this. And when you start to see that it also has all the benefits of Prime, Surge is a complete no-brainer for the way to start and operate your business. And if somebody begins at Surge, what I can guarantee you is that within 30 to 90 days, they are going to be moving to the Excel platform. Because once they get an idea of what INFINii is all about and the strength of this, plus you already have the demonstrated success of the leaders that are on this platform with us right now. Excel, again, starting price and ongoing monthly is $399.95, and it offers you just an incredible platform. Most importantly, you've got access to up to 20 springboard seats at a time. Now, consider the profit that's made just from one springboard seat at that Excel level, and you can see that the cost of doing business, which of course always talk to your tax accountant, but of course it is 100% write-off on your taxes when you start a business and your costs ongoing for maintaining a business. And in addition to that, those of you that don't have a home-based business, you can write it off so many different things: your internet, your cell phones, you name it, it's in there. But visit your CPA or tax advisor for that. Just to put it this way, I would never not have a home-based business in the current tax code. So you can earn up to 400% higher profits per sale. Now, the important thing also to remember is if somebody is at the Surge level, they can't access seats at the 400% or higher profit level. This is reserved; those seats are reserved at different levels for different programs, unless there's an overage of seats. Now, in addition to that, you've got step-by-step support to create your own multinational product lines. You notice that's a big difference. You exploit Amazon's FBA system, which is the fulfillment by Amazon. And then in addition to that, you have all the benefits of Prime and Surge in addition to the Excel. So there's really 2 steps to success with this. Number 1 is identifying which membership platform you want to be on. Prime for $50 a month, Surge for $149, or Excel for $399. and then you simply share INFINii with your favorite friends, and you're going to earn literally the boldest rewards plan available at the same time. You're going to have a bunch of happy friends and family because they already use and purchase things through this platform. You're literally taking the strongest business operating mode of agenda out there, which is Amazon, eBay, and other platforms, and bringing them all to your fingertips. So understanding that, and again, we can go into detail on the different aspects of having your own e-commerce business, but understanding that if we did just simply at the e-commerce level for the co-ops, and then bringing in this piece right here, which is the rewards plan. And because DSD and INFINii have been so successful, they've been able to dedicate a full 70% of all commissionable business volume into the rewards plan to reward you for simply sharing things. It's the same way you see DirecTV's commercials. Hey, introduce a friend, and we'll give you $100 back for doing so, and introduce 5 friends. Your DirecTV is free for 6 months or whatever. Every major business out there is now using relationship marketing, and that's all this is, but you're being rewarded in a much broader financial sense. We're actually using 2 specific structures that are very well known within the network marketing or home-based business industry. We have what's called a dual team or binary structure that you build in unison with your sponsor and the people who introduced you to the business. And then we have to the right your unilevel structure, which is what we call your personal enrollment tree. And just think of it as your family genealogy. Anybody you've sponsored and anybody they sponsor into this or introduced to this always stay part of your personal genealogy and or enrollment tree. What we love about this is you're able to take the 2 best earning plans within the industry and combine them into one. So this is a dual team binary unilevel hybrid, and you don't have to worry or remember anything about the terminology or anything else. The computer and everything else does this for you. Just know that these particular plan structures are tried and tested now for over 20 and 30 years in the industry and very well known. We did, however, change one specific thing. We radically changed the nature of the binary, which is the dual team structure. If you're familiar with other network marketing companies or home-based business companies, you'll find that if they've operated on a front-end binary, your rank advancement or the amount of money you make was always determined by what we refer to as your lesser or weaker leg. And it was really one of the drawbacks to the dual team or binary structure. So what we did is we completely changed that by creating an accelerated binary. And the accelerated binary simply means that most of your rank advancement is going to be solely based on your personal enrollment tree or the unilevel. And that even if you had a completely out of balance dual team structure where, let's say, 99% of your personal enrollment tree and volume was on just one leg of the binary, where in most companies that would mean that your earning capability would be incredibly restricted. With INFINii, it means that you've opened up the entire comp plan still. And even if your binary isn't strong, you're still going to be able to get to the highest rank in the company, which is a huge difference for anybody that has experience in this industry. So really, when you start to think about how your business is going to grow, let's say you're Pam. You're going to start off on the platform monthly fees that are coming in, which is the membership fee. And we give a point to dollar 1-to-1 ratio. This is also very, very important because most network marketing companies, you might be paying $100 for a product and it's only pushing 80 BV, which is business volume, into the pay plan, or it might be even pushing less. With this, if it's $1 in here, it's 1 point. So $100 equals 100 points. So you can see a prime level is 50 BV. That's because it's 50 a month. Surge is 100 BV being pushed into the rewards plans because it's 150 a month, and the same thing with Excel, which is $399 a month. That's pushing 400 BV. So now Pam's team is paying to utilize the platform. They're not even worried about the network marketing side of it, but they're paying to access the platform. And Pam's happy because not only are her friends happy because they're able to take part in this, but more importantly, you also have all of these points surging up. And we pay weekly on those points. And it's a balance on your left team and right team, but we don't have different levels. I don't care if it's $2 on the left and $2 on the right. You're getting paid 10% of that, and we pay every single week. So in addition to that, you've got the e-commerce side. So Sue sells an item on eBay and adds 4 BV to it. So what we do is we take on Amazon and eBay, we take 2% from the marketplace where something is sold, and that 2% of its pricing ends up going into and being pushed into the business volume of the compensation plan. So when we look at your two-team structures, it's just like if you were standing on a baseball field and saying, okay, you're on that team, you're on this team. You simply have 2 of them. You're going to place people that you know on each side. You're just going to left, right, left, right, left, right as you start to introduce people. And what's great about this is the person who says yes sooner is in a great position, because since you only have 2 teams, when Pam goes back to add her next person, that person has to go below the people that already said yes, either on the left or right team. So we actually help each other build in this way, and it's just a great way to do it. So we've got our platform fees that are helping build. We've got our e-commerce fees coming in here. We've got the marketplace purchases. We've got the digital product and service purchases. Everything is pushing this, including even vendor and supplier referrals for people like Dion or Kenya or some of the other experts that are in this that have been at this for a while. They've got the ability to direct source, and you see that there's 3,000 BV at the end of the week at the left leg and 3,100 on the right. So you're going to make 10% on that, which is just, again, one small piece of the way we get paid. So each time you introduce somebody to the platform, you can earn up to $60. If they come in at the Excel level, that's going to be 60, because we're paying 15% on the membership initiation or product purchase to get started. And that's a one-time that gets paid to you. This is, number 2, is probably the coolest part of this, because dealing with Hitesh and really going through this, we wanted to create something that was just such a win-win. We already knew we had the co-op in place that was going to go ahead and basically guarantee the person being in profit, but we wanted to take it a step forward. We wanted to make sure that if somebody came in and just did one simple thing, introduced one person on their left and one person on the right. So they put 2 people in. Could be 2 customers even. It doesn't have to be people that choose to be partners and build the business. It could just be 2 customers that want to access the platforms. If they do that and then maintain on their active membership every month, then we're literally guaranteeing that without any specific time frame, that we take 6% of the total business volume of the company and we push that into a pool. And that pool gets paid out once a month to all the members that are in the pool until such time as the members have either earned $1,800 from the pool or through a combination of the pool and commissions. So the idea is to go ahead and ensure that we've got a very, very effective way of pushing money into the individual's pockets who are taking the time to do this. This you won't see in any other company in the industry that does this effectively like this, because other companies simply couldn't afford to do that. Now, you have understanding the INFINii beginner bonus. So your beginner bonus pool earnings begin the month you qualify as a partner, which is simply just referring, again, to customers or partners. And again, everybody's a customer within this model for the membership. But I think you're going to find that we're still going to have about a 70 to 80% customer to partner ratio with this. So your earnings from the pool are only limited to 1.5 your activity points, 1.5%. So if you're at a $50 a month, obviously just 1.5% is what you're going to be able to make off of that. If you're at the 150 level, you could make 1.5 times your 150 level monthly, or if you're at the 399, again, it would be that. Now, also, if you look at this, is that your earnings are limited to your PET or personal enrollment tree volume. So the reason why we have these 2 items in place is because this is a legitimate business, and we have controls or governors on the amount of funds that can be paid out to any one person. So we ensure that the overall bonus pool is there for everybody to utilize. And those are things that those 2 caps are there for your protection and for the company's protection. Now, the dual team structure, the binary structure, you can actually earn up to $50,000 a week on. Yes, that does seem like an extreme amount of money. Yes, it'd be pretty incredible to make $200,000 a month, obviously, just out of the binary. But we've set it up so it's a win-win across the board for that. Now, your binary and your dual team will either pay you out at 10%, 15%, or 20% on the BV in your lesser leg. And how that operates is based upon your rank. Now, in this example, you see you've got Pam at the top again, you've got Sue, and you've got Mark. And as Sue builds her team and Mark builds his, all that volume begins to generate there. So in this example, you've got 8,000 in business volume on the lesser leg. You've got 9,000 on the stronger, because obviously the strong team has 1,000 more. So what we do there is then we go ahead and pay you 10% on the 8,000, which equals an $800 check to you on the dual team structure. So, that would be at the national manager level. Once you advance, then you see as your business begins to grow, you're going to advance in rank. And once you enter what we refer to as our director levels, then you're going to see that increase to 15%. So in this example, let's say there's 28,000 BV on your left, 39,000 BV on your right. Your lesser leg is the 28,000. You've advanced to the director level, so you're going to be making a 15% on the 28,000, which equals $4,200. Now, that right there would be a senior director, as I said, in the director ranks, and 15% of lesser volume. So you can see how the math simply applies. Once you get up into the ambassador ranks and your team has really started to grow, let's say you're a Jim Chow on here. Well, automatically you're going to be rocking at the ambassador level with everything that young man has done. And you look here and you say, okay, well, that's 98,000 in volume, let's say, is on my lesser leg, and I've got 1.455 million on my right leg. Well, if I've got 1,455,000 on my right leg and only 98,000 on my left, you would say that my binary structure is wildly out of balance. But again, because the other areas that in the compensation plan, that doesn't really matter. But look at what you're still earning. You're now getting 20% of the 98,000. And when you consider, while 98,000 may sound like a lot, we have people in DSD that are on Jim's team, Dion's team, Kenya's team, and other people's team on this call that are producing $1 million a month in sales on Amazon and other areas. And remember that volume is going to be coming in addition to the volumes of the platforms. So you can see how this would really take off. So at an ambassador level, if you're earning 20%, that's 19,600, and that's for the week, folks. So it can become really significant. Now, to me, the most exciting part of the compensation plan is actually our INFINII pay. And of course, that's a play on our company, INFINii. Well, this is truly INFINII pay because this is the unilevel piece, but unlike the normal unilevel that only pays down 6, 7, or maybe up to 9 levels, and at 5%, then you'll usually see maybe only the top rank will get an extra 1 or 2% to INFINII. In this model, every single person, once they hit the director level, are able to earn 5% on their entire personal enrollment tree. This isn't a check match on binary earnings or anything like that. This is a true 5% of the business volume in every person throughout your entire organization. So if your personal enrollment tree did 100,000 in BV this week, in addition to the checks you just saw in the binary, you would end up being paid another $5,000 on 100,000 BV because, remember, we're a 1-to-1 point-to-dollar ratio in this. So you can imagine as you grow a team into the hundreds and the thousands and the tens of thousands that this could be absolutely incredible as far as an income. So you're no longer dealing with the dual team structure, but they're identical teams. So remember, whatever team you have on the dual team, the two legs, that you personally rolled and whomever they personally rolled will exist within this unilevel structures you see here. So as Sam, Sue, Mark, and Kim are growing their teams, this starts to go down in levels, but you're not restricted to anything because it goes to INFINII. The only restrictions that we have are some basic lineage caps at each rank, and again to protect the overall compensation plan, but they're incredibly generous. So let's look at this and shadow box this into 4 separate quadrants. Let's say now you have four personally sponsored partners in this. Again, Sam, Sue, Mark, and Kim. So we've got Sam's entire organization did 19,600 in BV. Now the Unilevel also pays weekly. That's an important point. So they've done 19,600 in BV. We're going to take that times 5%. That's an additional 980 this week. Now you go to Sue's entire business organization, 21,200 in BV times 5%. That's an additional 1,060 this week, and so on through the other teams. And you can see the same numbers keep applying. You know, that is how quickly this can grow. Now, the most important part of this whole process is that our INFINii Pay will go ahead and grow substantially, not only to the point you're looking at here that combined, if you took all 4 weeks and combined them, if they stayed at the same levels, that then if you took, for example, right here, so there's no confusion, if you took Sam, Sue, Mark, and Kim at these levels and said they kept these same levels 4 weeks in a row, then at the end of a month, that would be 14,078. That's, you know, pretty impressive if you start to really understand the dynamics behind this. But even more important than that is the fact that as it drives through INFINii, you can earn up to $240,000 a month on each personal line of lineage. And a personal line of lineage, Sam is one line of lineage, Sue is another, Mark. So you, in this example with your 4 partners, that means you have 4 separate lines of lineage, and you can earn up to $60,000 a week, or when you put all that together and you say, okay, $60,000 a week or $240,000 a month from each line once you hit the highest rank within INFINii. So there is literally a $1 million monthly opportunity with this company. To add icing on top of that icing, you've got a total of $10 million in cumulative bonuses beginning at the director level. And when you start to look at the director level, what I want you to see is to the left here, and I made some adjustments on this for those of you that are on the call that maybe saw this earlier today. You'll notice that to the left, it shows you what you're earning in the dual team. Do you see those brackets where it's a bracket, it says 10%? That shows you on your dual team. You're earning 10% on dual team from builder through national manager. You're earning 15% on director through presidential director, and you're earning 20 on ambassador through global ambassador. The most important thing, though, is when you look at the lesser leg and PET requirements. So go to your right, and you'll see the number 750 in the second white box. That is the personal enrollment tree volume required from that, and you'll see your lesser leg, the requirement's 375. You'll notice that for the first 3 ranks, we're asking you to try and build your dual team in a balanced structure. But after that 3rd rank, you'll see it just break away, and this is where the accelerated binary takes effect. And as long as you maintain in a monthly point at least 20,000 in your lesser leg, you can go ahead and max out the entire rest of the compensation plan, even if it's all just on one leg. Now, going all the way over to the right, you'll see that we begin with the director. And you'll notice that, do you see second column from the right, it says 10,000 plus 10K. If you reach director level, which is very reasonable, that's 30,000 in volume in a month's time in your PET, and you hit that rank, you're able to pick up a $10,000 check if you accomplish it in 90 days. Or excuse me, at any time you accomplish director. If you do it within 90 days, we're going to pay you an additional $10,000 on top of that. So that's a $20,000 bonus for hitting director if you're able to do it within 90 days. And you see the bonuses continue on down as all the way to 2.5 million. But even more importantly than that is you see that at the presidential director level, there's a loyalty retirement. And that means that when you hit that rank, that in addition to all the other income that you're still making, now you start having automatic retirement income kick in, and that means that you're going to make $25,000 a year for 2 years in a row paid at the presidential director level. When you go to ambassador, that becomes a guarantee of $40,000 a year for 5 years. When you get to the Diamond Ambassador, you're getting $75,000 a year for 5 years. Crown Ambassador, $100,000 a year for 7 years, and then the Global Ambassador is $250,000 a year for 10 full years. And folks, that's on top of the normal compensation plan and on top of the elevation rank bonuses. So this plan is is at a perfect time in no matter where you live globally, because everybody's in a global economic crisis right now. So you see all the countries and the individuals that are struggling. This plan is at a perfect time to be able to blow this up. And if you're sitting there listening and you're in, let's say you're in Spain or you're in London or somewhere else, and you're saying, well, all this sounds great, but how am I going to do this? And, well, that's the beautiful part about the co-op, because now you're on a level playing field with everybody. Even though Amazon has been more focused in North America, the co-ops are all going to be handled by INFINii. So no matter where in the world you exist, you now have a level playing field to do this business. Then on top of that whole compensation plan that you just saw, we add in a global bonus pool of 4% that begins at the director level. And director is not one of the highest ranks in the company. It's actually a mid-level rank. So look at what we did. We put 2% of the 4% at that beginning mid-level rank, because we want the people building this business to experience the greatest amount of financial impact from this. As you get up into ambassador and higher ranks, you're already making a tremendous income, and it's less important for you at that time. But remember, this is compounding. So once you go all the way to global ambassador, you're getting all of these compounded throughout the whole process as the money is done. This is paid out monthly. So to kickstart your success with INFINii Rewards program, step number 1, get your fast start bonuses for introducing people. Step number 2, you become beginner bonus qualified. And step number 3, hit director within 90 days and collect a $20,000 bonus for doing that. So this is all about redefining your future and starting now, and know that it isn't a typo on redefine. That was our marketing genius behind the company, and he loves to go ahead and try new ideas on that. So don't be staring at it thinking it's a typo. It's not, and it is probably going to go back to normal spelling, however. So with that, I'd like to go ahead and open it back up. Kenny, I can answer any questions if everybody hasn't fallen asleep on this long presentation I just did.
I know that was awesome. A lot of great information, and no, I mean, I think that was a very clear explanation. At this point,
Ken, this is Dan Morrow. The comments that are generating are amazing. So I got to tell you, everybody's awake.
Well, outstanding, man. I'm glad. It's kind of like one of those things that you're going through, doing it all. It's like, okay, well, I wonder how many people are still sticking with me. But this is, guys, all I can tell you is that from in this industry, from all the times I've stood up on stage and spoken in front of audiences in the tens of thousands, it's always been when I did a compensation plan for a company, or I was a top distributor in the company, we always talked about the dream in the network marketing home-based industry. It's work 2 to 5 years and go retire and go sit on a beach in Tahiti or do whatever you want. And it's funny how it's the same type of thing when you see, if you go to one company or the other, you still see the leaders on the stage saying the same thing, but yet nobody seems to be living in Tahiti or on the beach. Everybody seems to keep working, and people just fall through. When you look at the when you look at the retention rate within DSD and the retention with INFINii, it's going to be extraordinary, and you actually are going to see people absolutely fully retired in very short order. That 2 to 5 year dream isn't a dream here. It's a significant time-lined plan that's completely achievable, and it's one, when you think about it, when people enter the co-op, are they gonna stop paying their platform membership, their monthly membership, to participate when they know they've got a payoff coming in the co-op as it comes due? No, absolutely not. People are going to stick and stay here, and so you are going to see your teams not with what is normal in some companies, which is 70-80% of people dropping out every month and having to get brand new ones in there. You're going to see people stick and stay, not only for the real business that's here, but also the incredible culture and incredible ownership of the company.
And tagging along that, Ken, as well, is when you have a business where customers perhaps try a product level or some type of introductory product, let's say the $50, and when they themselves, through maybe social media or whatever, and they start seeing the buzz of what other people are earning at the other levels, when that customer on their own accord upgrades themselves to a higher price product every month, that is an ingenious business. You know, what does
absolutely.
it take to upgrade people, right, in traditional products, right? Wow.
No, it's true.
Thank you so much for overview. It's awesome listening to you. And
Jim, you're the man. I'm just here taking up space, trying to get close to you, brother.
you're funny. But the fact of the matter is, this system, the e-commerce, simply works. And I started off as a pure affiliate marketer, network marketer. Been earning a six-figure income for many years, just doing that. I never even knew that people can sell on Amazon. I thought Amazon owned every single one of the products.
Exactly.
Years, and whatnot, or Walmart. But a year and a half ago, that's when I started selling on Amazon, and my first initial goal was to make an additional six-figure a year profit as side income to buy some, for play money. And 3 months in, I realized 6 figures a year profit was too low of a goal, and a year and a half later, grew into a multi-seven-figure a year business outside of affiliate network marketing. Now, with my story aside, I'm really an e-commerce newbie in my opinion. But what's amazing is the whole entire community. So many people are making money on eBay, on Amazon. In the traditional network marketing world, when someone hits their first entry level, like qualify for car bonus, they're considered a leader. They're considered a hitter. But that probably only generates maybe 10,000 BV a month. Now, when you look at an average person in DS earning e-commerce income, probably a 50,000 a month in sales is really not that special anymore in the DS community. That's many times over in traditional network marketing, someone that's qualified for car bonus, and they're doing it consistently month after month. Whereas in traditional network marketing companies, I've seen so many people, over 50%. This is actually true statistic. Over 50% of people qualified for car bonus don't maintain within 6 months. And you look at it over the e-commerce side, people are not only are they maintaining, they're growing their business. And they're just getting more and more funding to reinvest into their business and make more money. So it's just very sustainable right now, and people are just migrating from the offline world to the online world to buy. I know for me personally, I'm even too lazy to buy essentials like toothpaste from Target anymore, and it's literally right across the street from me. I go on Amazon, hit buy now. It's so much easier. It just comes straight to your door. Amazon Fresh. I'm starting to go that route too. Starting to get too lazy to buy your cereals and milk, and when you can just buy on Amazon Fresh. So everything just e-commerce.
Jim, what's amazing with this is I know you two gentlemen are humble about it, but in May of, I guess it was 2014, I think your first check at the first DSD INFINii event, you guys were each over 100,000. What was the first check you guys? Because I got a picture of the two of you standing next to each other. How much were those checks?
Yeah, it was about 150.
Right. So, and Dion, what was yours?
Just over 100,000.
Right, which is just beyond awesome. People would be thrilled with that. And then when you look at May of 2015. I saw Dion on stage with a $600 what $1,000 check, Dion?
Well, that's a good question. 600
and a lot of thousands.
Yeah. So Dion, imagine you went from 100,000 and literally added on another 500 and some odd thousand onto that in 1 year. And Jim, you went from 150 range to 600 plus thousand as well. So I mean that's beyond a dynamic growth, and Dion, I'm not even going to talk about your check last week ago, 800,000 something. So I may just have to actually start carrying your bags.
Well, one thing I know is for sure what's been generated, what's been made so far, just from DSD is going to look like peanuts once the word really gets out, as we're starting to see with INFINii and the potential it has to really create people amazing incomes.
Yeah, guys, you don't even realize how big they're going to be, because Hitesh and I sat there, and especially Hitesh, he was up till 5 a.m. in the morning one morning when we were in Orlando running pressure tests on this all the way up through 250,000 members in the platform. And to see the type of incomes that are generated, especially on the 5% unit level, because remember, as long as you're at the director, even if, like I said, at the director level, and that generational, or not even generational, but excuse me, the INFINII bonus, 5% INFINII, that opens up for you. It's like, you just retired and started getting a pension all of a sudden coming in, and it's substantial. And, for everybody on this call, and Kenya, I've watched you from a leadership perspective, and I've watched the way you take care of your teams, and it's that type of stuff. You're going to see people that made a lot of money on an income from the e-commerce side. That's obviously going to keep going. But now the individuals that take the time to care about their friends and family and loved ones and other individuals that they meet and introduce this to them, and then Kenya, as I was saying, do like an incredible job like you've done with mentoring your team, you're going to see the exponential growth on the income that you made on the e-commerce platform grow by, literally times 5 or 10 times, that income figure, just because of helping a lot of other people out. And it's not that you're focused on making the money, it's that the plan is focused on paying you the money for helping you, engage and mentor as many people as possible.
And we are very excited about that, I will say. It's nice, it's nice to know that when you're working with your team that they realize that it just wasn't there in DSD, the reward wasn't there, and now they're fixing that with INFINii, and I know that a lot of people are totally excited about it.
Yeah, I tell you, it's going to be awesome. So we're only obviously a couple hours away from the launch of this thing, so I have to jump back off if all of you don't mind, because there's like a whole bunch of things still in the works right now, so we make sure we get this thing taking off properly. So with that, I'm going to leave you guys, and once again apologize for the 22 minutes it took me to figure out how to sign into Google Hangout.
We appreciate you taking the time for us, Ken, very much. Bye.
Thanks, Ken.
Take care, guys.
Thanks, Ken.
So Jim, you want to give us our plan of action?
Plan of action. Well, in a few hours, we're gonna have our links, and the way the system is set up, we only have 6 invite spots in our back office to invite people. So if you are ready to rock and roll, make sure you email your sponsor ASAP. And let them know that you're ready. And what I recommend everybody to do in midnight is before you send out your link to your teammates, call or text them and say, are you in front of your computer? If you don't get a yes, don't send them the link, send to someone else. All right, if they're in front of the computer, send them the link, get them set up. And guys, this is urgent. I mean, this is not like, we're not trying to create scarcity. It's just how the system works. There's only 6 invite boxes. So, and everybody on this panel, most of everybody has hundreds of frontlines on this panel. So when they send you a link and you don't sign up and activate ASAP, they don't have, they have no choice but to delete their invite and send to someone else. So make sure as soon as you get your invite, activate. And I would say within 30 minutes, right? So make sure you text and call your teammate if they're online in front of the computer, send them the link, have them activate ASAP, and then activate your 6, you move on to the next 6. Activate your 6, you move on to the next 6. So hopefully you can finish it in a few hours. I know a lot of people are not going to get sleep tonight, which is fine. But it's just follow through, listen to, work together as a team, and pass the link down to your team. We have even though we have the whole November to structure a team, let's do it as soon as possible, and so that way your upline leader can help you structure your team as well. Even if you don't have a single frontline right now on your team, your upline leader can help you develop your team before the official launch in December. And then in December it's free for all with open links, and we can do marketing, internet marketing, social media, whatever you want to do. But right now, let's keep it organized. Keep your line of communication open, activate, and in network marketing, and this is the industry that I grew up in. since I was 18. Literally, it's been my decade-long career right now. But people will do what you do and not what you say. So if you want your team to activate on the highest level at $400, do it yourself and they will follow. And there are many good benefits, including BV, including volumes, other perks. You have more springboard slots, co-op spots. So there are many benefits. And, you know, Hitesh is not going to tell you this. Hitesh would be like, it doesn't matter what level you come in, as long as you come in, which is true. But, you know, if you want to be wildly successful and lead a successful team, come in as high as possible without jeopardizing your, you know, by putting food on your table for your family, obviously. But, you know, if you're able to come in and doesn't jeopardize anything, definitely do it at as high a level as possible.
Awesome. Well, so you guys get with the person that invited you or your DSD upline. If you're with DSD, you need to sign up with your DSD sponsor. You can't, you know, change sponsors. We're going to keep the lines intact. That's part of what our team stands for. That's integrity. And make sure you get back to the person that invited you here if you are not in DSD, and make sure that you ask them for your link. And that's a wrap. Have a nice night, everybody.
Take care, everybody.
Take care.